In a quiet town, mysterious howls filled the night, sparking fear and wild tales. But a woman was about to unveil an uncomfortable truth, and what she saw made her gasp in shock. Every night in a small town, a howling sound disturbed the quiet of the night, sending shivers down everyone's spine. Everyone kept wondering, what was making this sound, and where was it coming from, but no one was brave enough to go find out. Almost no one, except one person. Her name was Kate. Kate had recently moved to the quaint yet mysterious town, and had immediately noticed the haunting howling sound that filled the night. Curious, she asked her neighbors about it. They were reluctant to talk at first, but eventually they revealed a startling fact: this howling had been a nightly occurrence for the past 3 years, and everyone believed it came from a dangerous, unknown creature. They warned Kate in no uncertain terms to stay away from it. However, that night, as Kate tried to sleep, the howling started again. Despite her efforts to ignore it, the sound seemed to grow louder and more desperate. The howls tugged at Kate's heartstrings. She couldn't just lie there and do nothing, she had to find out what was causing this distressing noise. With a mix of fear and determination, Kate grabbed her flashlight and stepped outside. She tiptoed, following the sound, which grew louder and more intense with each step. Her heart raced as she approached a tall fence. Taking a deep breath, she slowly looked over it, shining her flashlight into the darkness. The sight that met her eyes made her gasp in shock. There, in the dim light, stood a creature so terrifying that Kate's first instinct was to flee. Its fur was wild and unkempt, tangled into thick mats. A pungent odor wafted from it, filling the air with a foul stench. Its claws, long and menacing, scraped the ground, and its eyes glowed fiercely in the dark. Kate trembled, unable to identify the creature. Just as she was about to turn and run, the creature howled again. It was a deep, mournful sound that seemed to reach out to her. Kate sensed it wasn't just a howl, but a desperate attempt to communicate. Gathering her courage, she shone her flashlight towards it. This time, she took a closer look. The creature's features became clearer and she realized it was a dog, a husky. Its overgrown fur, long claws, and the stench were signs of severe neglect. Kate's fear turned to sympathy. Overwhelmed with emotion, she fumbled in her pockets, looking for something to offer the creature. Her fingers found a pack of cookies. With a gentle toss, she sent the cookies flying over the fence. An offering of kindness. The cookies landed just out of the dog's reach. As it struggled to get them, Kate noticed the harsh reality. The poor husky was chained. A heavy, 3-meter-long iron chain restricted its movements. Kate's heart sank. Had this dog been chained here for 3 years? Kate scanned the area, realizing the dog was at an abandoned construction site. Determined, she decided to confront whoever was responsible in the early morning. That night, as she lay in bed, the dog's howls echoed in her mind. They weren't sounds of loneliness, but cries for help, and she wouldn't let them go unheard. The following morning, she marched to the site and asked around for who was in charge. When she met Mr. James, her question about the howling husky was met with a moment of hesitation. The site manager explained that Billy was an abandoned dog who had started hanging around the site 3 years ago. The workers had taken pity on him and decided to keep him as a makeshift guard dog, but the reality was far from ideal. Billy was more trapped than guarding. Listening to this, Kate felt a surge of empathy. She gently but firmly persuaded Mr. James, sharing her wish to rescue Billy and give him a real home filled with love. Mr. James seemed doubtful and warned her about the risks. He described Billy as a dog who had been neglected and chained, possibly making him hostile due to his long isolation, but Kate wasn't deterred. She believed in the inherent kindness of dogs, and was determined to show the poor husky that there was still kindness in the world. When Kate finally saw Billy in the daylight, her heart sank. The dog's overgrown fur and long claws were clear signs of neglect. He barked aggressively as she approached, his hostility acting as a barrier against further hurt and disappointment, yet, Kate could see something else in his eyes. A deep-seated yearning for love and companionship. She knew the challenge ahead was daunting. How could she gain the trust of a dog who had only known neglect for so long? She certainly couldn't take him with her right away. He needed to get used to her first. So Kate started approaching Billy every day with a gentle voice and a handful of treats. Winning his trust was no small task. His initial hostility, growling and backing away, suggested he saw her as a threat, but her persistence paid off. Day after day, her consistent kindness began to erode his defenses. The moment Billy finally let Kate touch him marked a significant victory. Her fingers gently explored his thick, matted fur, a clear sign of long neglect. For Billy, the sensation of a caring touch must have felt like a distant memory, or perhaps a long-forgotten wish. Kate's heart swelled with pride. She had reached a crucial milestone in her mission. But before she could free Billy, Kate knew she had to ensure his well-being, so she arranged a visit to the local veterinary hospital. There, he would receive vaccinations and a thorough health check. The harsh nights and poor nutrition, coupled with his confinement to a mere 3 meters of chain, might have taken a toll on his health. Kate understood that caring for Billy's physical needs was just as important as freeing him from his chains. The day of liberation finally arrived. Kate felt a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. She approached Billy with his favorite treats and gently rubbed his head, reinforcing their bond. Taking a deep breath, she hoped her decision would prove to be the right one. With a careful, steady hand, she unhooked the chain that had bound Billy for so long. She stepped back and looked at him, holding her breath. Billy's first steps beyond his confined space were tentative, almost disbelieving. Then, as the reality of his freedom sank in, his movements grew more confident. He started to trot, then to run, his tail wagging furiously. He leapt and bounded, each jump higher than the last, as if trying to catch the very wind. Kate watched, her heart a complex mix of joy and sorrow. Joy for Billy's newfound freedom, and sorrow for the years he lost. His exuberance was a dance of liberation, each movement a celebration of life beyond the chain. After what felt like an age, Billy dashed back to Kate, his tail wagging furiously as if to express 1,000 silent thank yous for her act of kindness. Kate, understanding this unspoken gratitude, gently stroked his head, her heart swelling with warmth. She then led the dog to the local vet hospital. In the sterile white room of the clinic, Kate watched intently as Billy received his vaccinations. Each needle was a promise of a healthier life. The vet then bathed Billy, meticulously removing each tick that marred his coat, a symbol of his neglected past being washed away. His overgrown claws were trimmed, clicking no more against the floor, and his matted fur was cut, revealing the vibrant dog hidden beneath. As Kate gazed upon the transformed Billy, a surge of pride and accomplishment washed over her. The creature, once whispered about as a wild, howling phantom, now sat before her looking like any other beloved pet. His nightly howls, once a source of eerie mystery, were now understood as desperate cries for help, cries that only Kate's heart had deciphered. She felt a deep joy in giving Billy a chance at a new life, a life where he was not just a dog, but a cherished companion. So, she took Billy home, introducing him to a world of warmth and love, a stark contrast to his lonely past. For the first time in years, Billy had a real home, a cozy bed, and most importantly, an owner who adored him. The haunting howls that once pierced the night's silence ceased, leaving the villagers in a peaceful quietude. Soon, tales of Kate's courage and kindness spread throughout the town. She became a local hero, admired for her fearless heart. And Billy, once a creature of myths and whispers, became a beloved figure, his story touching the hearts of all who heard it. What a lovely ending! Would you have the courage to go and investigate a scary sound in your neighborhood? What do you think of the construction workers who left Billy in chains? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.